Hey guys, a little update on that 64 that I've been working on, the F250. It's 292. Been doing a lot of work to it. Rebuilt the top end to it and put it all together. Still didn't want to run on me, low on compression. So I figured, what the hey, got the top end rebuilt. Now I'm going to be rebuilding the bottom end. And this is my first time actually doing this. So I've got my piston out right here. My rings were completely stuck on there. Now I'm not doing anything fancy. I'm not polishing these up or anything like that. Everything looks good on. There's a tiny bit of wear right here, but there's no gaps, gashes, or anything like that. So I'm just going to replace the piston rings and go with that. You've got two compression rings. These are the compression rings. You're going to get a box of rings. Here's what this is going to look like. It's going to look just like this. This right here is your oil ring. These right here are your compression rings. Now when you get these oil rings, when you go to change that, you need two of these little brackets and one of these weird looking things, as I've got right here. Today I'm going to show you how to put your piston rings on. First, we're going to start off with the odd shaped looking piece. I'm going to put that on there, onto your piston, like so. It's going to go on the third slot. Okay, this piece has to go in first because it has notches in there. I'll show you. Get me another one out of here. Alright, not sure if you're going to be able to tell, but see that notch right there on my finger? This ring is actually going to sit up against that notch inside of the piston, like so. And same with the bottom. See the notches on there? So that's why this piece goes in first. Then your two, make sure you're not getting the compression rings, and I'll show you the difference in them. See the thickness difference? You can definitely tell that these are your oil rings, this is your compression ring. You're going to need two of them per piston. But once you've got that oil piece in there, you're going to take this ring right here. You're going to come over the piston, just put it on there. This is the easy part. The difficult part is getting it inside the vehicle, which I'm going to make another video about that to show you how to do that. Right now we're going to focus on just getting the rings on here, and that's it. And that bottom one's on. Now let's go for the top one. See how I'm just slipping it down on there? You ain't got to be a professional to get your rings on there. They should turn. If they're not turning, then you need to clean out the gaps in here. These are where your rings are going to sit. And obviously, see how it's not turning? Probably get a screwdriver and put it on there and turn it. I can. But you don't want them stuck. That's the problem. Probably why you're changing out your piston rings anyways, because of them being stuck. Now let's, and this is just for learning purposes. Now let's move on to the compression ring. That is the thick ring. It's going to go, one's going to go on the bottom of here and one's going to go on the top up here. So basically you're going to spread it. Now there could be an easier way to do this. Could have some tool or something like that, but I don't have that stuff. And I'm sure you don't either. That's why you're watching this video. So, as a little backyard mechanic that's working on his motor, and you want to learn See that right there? See how that's turning? You'll see the gap come up. There's the gap. That's how your piston rings should do. They should turn. I mean, look at this play I got in there. And basically, I'll have the tool will slip down over here and clamp and squeeze this together so I can pop it back down into my block. Now let's go on to the second piston ring, or technically the third. Be the second compression ring. So basically, you're going to put it in the slot. You're just going to work it in there. Like I said, I'm sure there's an easier way to do this, but I don't have no fancy schmancy tools and all that good stuff, so I'm basically just working as a very cheap engine build, and that's my purpose. That's it. Now, I will say this. You do want to put a little bit of oil on these rings to, you know, the stiffness of them, but this is going to compress with my tool, and then it pops straight down in the block. But if you don't know how to change your piston rings, now you do. Now the other ones may be stuck on there. If they are, my recommendation is to spray them with PB Blaster. Don't mess up this piston. Do not score this piston. I'll probably end up getting new pistons for the price. I definitely can't beat them. You know, and this whole box of piston rings, found a local parts store. You know, and this is where I started to buy all my parts for this truck, this 64. He had them, O'Reilly's, which I'm sure you're familiar with, had them parts for, had the complete piston ring set for $86. Bucks Engines Parts had them for $43. So, if you can find you a local parts dealer that sells parts pretty cheap, go with it. They're all the same stuff. It's all the same stuff, and you're spending less money. So, no big deal. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me show you what I'm working with on the truck over here. There's my top ends and all that I have completely redone. Don't look like it because they were in there. I tried to start it, and of course it would not start. And that's why I'm having to do this crap now. Really didn't want to, but I am. And there's the block right there. That's where I pulled the piston out of. And I'm sure the rest of them are pretty stuck and pretty bad. So we're going to be changing all of them out and getting freshed up. Here's the old piston rings I'd like to show you. Let's go back in the shop where the sun ain't blaring on me. But here are the old piston rings right here. See how they're supposed to be one ring, and they went into pieces. They were literally welded onto the truck. So, yes, that's why I'm doing piston rings now. And hopefully this thing will run good. I'm going to take the heads back into the shop later on and let them completely go over them. Again, I've found a better machine shop. He's got the lathe. He will go through and carve the heads up for me. Make sure they're good to go. And then we'll be in business once I put it back together. Hopefully by next week I'll have it done and running. God bless each and every one of you. Remember, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, share, place your comments. If you got any recommendations, any whatsoever, let me know. And I'm the how-to dude. If you need to know how to do something, make a comment, post a comment, tell me what would you like for me to do. I've got all kind of stuff. I've got a boat right here. I've got to run some power. I ran some power right here. I mean, I can do it all, y'all. That's why they call me how-to dude. So, God bless each and every one of you. I hope you have a wonderful day. And remember, subscribe, like for more videos.